Hey guys, the reward for good work is more work. And I want to talk about how much we're getting paid as artists and designers today. So I went to the Fashion Institute of Technology. I got a bachelor's degree in illustration. And my first job, I got paid $12 an hour to be a graphic designer for a home decor company. It was a very bad price to get paid because it's basically minimum wage and it's really not my worth as an artist, right? But you only kind of know what your worth is when you finally get offered a job, right? So was getting a bachelor's degree in illustration, like for $40,000 worth of debt, like a really good idea? No. If you want to study illustration or become an illustrator, you can do that right now. You do not need a bachelor's degree. Nobody ever asked for mine, and I never had to prove that I got one. And I've worked for a million brands all over the world, for luxury fashion, fast fashion, like Walmart, like every single company in the world. Like I've done work for a company that sold to these stores and fashion, beauty, like home decor, obviously, like every kind of company. So you really don't need that degree. And I think that's should be liberating for you to hear because there's no more gatekeeping and just we were told we could do anything we want and we kind of can because the internet's made things globalized, but we don't need to have a college degree to do it. And I think Gen Z, maybe Gen Alpha is kind of getting it right now, where college was just about kind of paying for like a really long babysitting experience. Like, and you're paying the babysitter with $50,000 worth of debt, I guess. So, and I mean, it was really fun to meet all my best friends there. A lot of the professors were like working. That's what FIT is supposed to be. It's working. A lot of them had worked 30, 40 years ago and hadn't worked since. If you read Molly Crabapple's book, Drawing Blood, her description of the Fashion Institute of Technology was pretty apt. It was a working class kind of school. It's supposed to be really inexpensive, and it is for in-state. If you actually can prove that you live in New York State, oh my gosh, you should go because it was pretty cheap. Now it's really expensive actually. So, but when it was like $2,000 a semester, I mean, that's kind of doable, right? So if you are graduated from high school and you're kind of like, I want to go to college, I would suggest getting a job that has like a pretty decent hourly wage. Just, whatever your like industry is, like skills are, like if it's like service industry or like childcare or something like that. And then on the side, kind of working on your craft and seeing what you want to make. Because I know that you're worthy and you should get paid like a lot of money. But we put a price on things that's been pretty unequivocally like crazy. So some creative directors out there get paid $500,000 and they can't even use Figma, let alone Photoshop. They can't even make anything. They just can direct. And the playing field's being flattened. Like Meta has fired all those middle managers. I mean, what value were they giving? I'm not sure. They were selling something, definitely able to sell themselves, like be good talkers, right? But if you're actually somebody who's skilled in drawing or painting, or you have a good like invention in mind, like to create products or like patterns or surface designs or like phone cases or something, think about what you're about to do and make your own business, first of all. But when it comes to freelance work and like multiple streams of income, I want to discuss all the things that are out there for us as artists and designers. And maybe you're somebody who's been in the industry for a little while, or maybe you're just kind of starting out, but you have a little bit of an adult life established. And I'm kind of speaking to you guys, but I'm speaking to all of us. If you're just 18 and you're kind of wondering what to do. Like, here's what I have: my own studio, Shireen Studio. I sell my like services, which is like branding, packaging design, web design, and illustration, surface design, licensing my artwork. Digital design, graphic design to small businesses for small customers as a monthly fee. For a year, we work together, and I kind of have a different plan, like for every, like as part of the content calendar and part of the like year that we have together. We kind of go over things. We have monthly meetings and discuss everything, and unlimited contact, unlimited texting and emails and ideas and like back and forth. And it's really fun. And I love working with those clients the most. And then I also work for huge corporations as a freelancer, and the hours are varied, so like sometimes it's kind of like a full-time job, and I work for a company doing their digital design, making their like homepage branding, like relaunches, like social media, like video editing, designing banners, designing landing pages, designing email campaigns, and just digital design stuff. Same old stuff for everybody, like same old kind of assets, just new skin and new product. Like my own phone cases, like my own art, like prints, t-shirts, apparel, hats, like all that stuff. That's another stream. And then digital downloads that people can come to my site and download like fonts and paintbrushes for Procreate and planners and digital assets and Figma templates. That kind of like being creative market just on my own website instead of like putting stuff out there like on Society6 and Creative Market and Etsy, etc. I did have an Etsy store. It wasn't really profitable. That's like another thing. But I mean, now that tariffs have changed everything, maybe Etsy will sell more stuff that's not made in China and like you can have a leg up maybe. So I do recommend Etsy now. Before I thought it was very hard and pretty saturated. And before, I mean, like a few months ago. So it keeps changing. So who knows? Is there any other streams of income that are kind of profitable for an artist besides those ones? Oh, coaching. And I coach and tutor people to teach them all the new technology and upskills. So if they already kind of know Figma, I'm still teaching them config and new stuff in Figma. If they already know Photoshop, I'm teaching them, Photoshop, Illustrator, and all the new apps and stuff too. Or if they don't know anything, we're doing it's always catered private, like one-on-one kind of coaching and tutoring. I also have a Princess Artist Academy for very special invitation only kind of situation where it's a community of artists and it's another income stream. And is there anything else? Any other streams of income? Just those, I think. Yeah. Please comment below if you have more streams of income as an artist or designer that you're using. Oh, my other one is I want to do YouTube and be a content creator and, get to my 4,000 views so I can become an influencer. And in the space, I want to be a thought leader on design. And I really hope that dream comes true because I really enjoy making these. I feel like really cool. And that was like all that to say is that, there is like a lot of guilt and doubt and insecurity about pricing because what you're getting paid kind of makes it feel like that's what you're as a person are worth or something. And it's really not that easy. Also, like I used to think my one job was my one way of making money. So like when I was laid off twice, like it was like, oh my gosh, like now I have nothing to offer anyone because I don't even have any money. I don't even earn anything. Like my security has been taken away. So that's why I have multiple streams of income now is because I never can get back into that place again where I just was getting like one source of like income and security and also one source of creative like expression. Like that's not going to work. You have to have a lot. You have to be able to make your art on your own for yourself and for customers. Why not? You're so much more valuable to like the people you love and yourself, and your art is important and it means something and it's just business. So like your passion can't pay the rent obviously until you're like gonna honor your own self-worth, decide that you are a valuable human being, and like you have to make this leap, turning your creative heart into a viable, respected business model, like come up with something that you have to offer. Oh man, my light came off. It's so pretty with this light on. You have to. For me, I made a bronze, silver, gold package plan. So I don't put any pricing on my website purchasing from me. I send them like the pricing later. That's what everyone does. That's what every time you read like, oh, like buy my model on like how to get like 6-figure industry clients or something. That's what they do. Every time you apply for like coaching, like if you call up a life coach and you're like, oh, how much is your packaging? They sell it to you. And basically they're going to want you to buy that gold package because that's going to charge the most. And that's like a good salesperson does. That's business. I mean, if you're really good at business, you're probably not watching this because you're probably like, how do you charge the creative work? But I do a monthly charge and then like over the course of a year, it's like $5,000 or something or $10,000. And then like you get your income every month and that's kind of good too. I guess like with teachers, that's kind of what they like too, is getting like their salary all the months of the year instead of like not having anything during the summer because you just kind of you burn through your money pretty easy when it's there, right? So it's like a budgeting thing. That's like another side to having your own business is that, you have to pay yourself and figure out how to do that too. But like I've been undervalued a lot and I've had to ask for raises and had to fight for raises. And I used to equate it very personally with who I am and like what like I offer just not even the company, like the world or something. And not getting a raise every time, like, and most time I haven't, like, was really hard. And then getting the raise made you finally feel like, oh, but it's all psychological. Like they do that to you, and we're all just a bunch of like hustlers. And the best way to get more money is to get quickly go to another company. You shouldn't stay at a company for more than 2 years. I mean, they're gonna lay off in 2 years anyway, right? And so you should, just keep job hopping to get that bump. Or you can keep, negotiating, trying to get that raise where they kind of are talking about you and saying like, oh, like in this case, you didn't do this. Like, you're a good person, you did a great job. I know that you're like an excellent employee. I don't care if you've shown up late every day. Like, we're not in high school anymore. Like, you're not a child. Like, any kind of micromanaging stuff like that already is a red flag that it's just like not a good company that like is just not treating you well, because like they're probably scrambling and they feel scared for how much stuff's changing. And they should be really afraid that you're going to leave and start your own business and make more money, like make twice as much as you've ever imagined, like beyond your wildest dreams, because you've finally started to realize, like, I can play this game too. Like, I can weight somebody down and kind of be like, this is, and, I have a payment plan. And if somebody wants that service, like, they're getting the best there is in the business. Like, you have a lot to offer. And even if you don't have a bachelor's degree, honestly, it just doesn't matter anymore. Just take classes online and learn like the programs, but learn as you go. It's really not a big deal. Use ChatGPT to ask questions too, because I used to use YouTube for some things and I still do, but chat also answers a lot of cool stuff about like why is my Photoshop saying this like error message, or like what can I do in Figma to make this like publish online, like developer prototype, all that stuff. It's a cool time to be alive, and the money is the small aspect of it, but it is everything. It's kind of like your livelihood. It's your lifeblood, and it's making money as art and working as art, and good business is the best art. And like the alchemy of that is always been like, I don't know if you ever had the like experience I've had of hearing that story and just like what the hidden meaning behind that is. Like, I think it's really odd to like, it's symbolic of the emotional labor of creatives who turn invisible skills into visible value. Like, the actual turning the straw into gold is invisible, but the gold is visible. And like, how come like she was able to use her skill of storytelling, but also like create magic and like figure out his name? Like, that's an artist there, it's a very really cool story. Julie and Julia too. Like, she kind of turns her blog and like being a chef, being a cook, like having a blog content creation and like becoming like the world famous because of it, based on somebody else's cooking skills, like a book. And creativity takes courage. It's creating something that's never been made before. And business right now for artists is something that's never been made before. So your parents, like, they just don't understand. Like, your like friends, and even if all your friends are artists like mine, none of us understand either, because what we're making hasn't been made before. Like, this life is completely out of pocket, or maybe that's not the right phrase. It's never been done to this level. In the 70s and like or 60s, like you're able to live in New York for like $50 a month or something. So like that kind of was kind of cool. It was like a age of illustration and graphic design, and you'd earn enough and you'd be able to kind of get any job if you're able to draw. And I do kind of wonder what it was like back then. I was going to say miss those days, but I think a lot of my old ass professors probably had that life, the ones who like haven't worked in so long. But like now we're in a different kind of renaissance where you can post all the stuff, anything you want, any kind of art you're creating, you can post it online and sell it. And if you just figure out how to get your audience, you're good. Like, you can do whatever you want, like live your dreams and be like nomadic, like travel all over the world while you're doing it, like Cat Cocolette, like the class I'm taking. I mean, that is like that's my dream revenue model. And since this is a creative series, like write down yours, just some NYPD outside. Like, write down exactly what your dreams are for what you want to earn. What's the amount you need per month that you want, and that you want per year? What you're going to save, like what kind of 401ks you're going to do, and how you're going to use like this amount towards like these bills, like budget it all out and like decide. And I think you're going to get it, because anything is possible once you believe in your dreams and realize what you want. You have to be, like, very specific, and I'm not saying manifest it to the universe. I'm saying just write it down. Be pragmatic because you have skills to offer, and it could really work out. It worked out for me, and I'm, like, blown away by it. Honestly, I just don't even know. And if all this went away, that'd be hard, but it would just kinda make sense because we've gone through a lot, and we're resilient, we make it. So, see you in the next video. Chasing dreams, the courage to start.